This is an interview on naming a time when something went terribly wrong. Could you introduce yourself?
Well, hello, my name is Allison.
Could you start from the beginning?
You mean about the time that something went wrong?
Yes.
Well, I have to tell you about a time. It happened quite some time ago. But, let's see, I was probably about 12 years old because I think it was my sister's 10th birthday. And I was in charge of making a cake. And I've made cakes before. But this was my first time making a butter cake. Now, granted, I was using a recipe, but I had never made a butter cake before. So when I whipped up the cake after, 4 minutes in the mixer, the cake was actually thicker than I was used to because it was a butter cake. But I didn't realize that. I've eaten butter cakes before. My mother made plenty of them. But I had never really made it myself. So when I whipped it up and it was nice and thick, I poured it into the pan and I had the oven all ready. But then I realized this cake probably is not going to be even because it was sitting like a big little mound in the middle of the pan. So I put it in the oven so it would loosen up some. And then I took it out of the oven after about a minute or so. And I shook it so that it would be nice and even. Well, therein lies the disaster. I put it back into the oven, and lo and behold, you probably would not be shocked as I was at 12, but the cake didn't rise. And it was all set for my sister's birthday party. So therefore, in order to get this all right, my mother had to go out and buy a cake instead of using the cake that I made.
Well, what were the reactions?
My mother was a little shocked. She said, "What would make you take out the cake in the middle of baking it and shake it down?" Well, then I explained to her that, it was sitting like a mound in the middle of the thing. I thought it should be flat and even. And so that's what happened with that. And it did, we worked it out, although we did eat that cake. Still, we ate around it, the part that wasn't really flat, but we didn't use it for the birthday party. We had to actually buy one for that.
Okay, thank you for this interview.